Well, let's continue our analysis of these proceedings. Joining me in studio is still political analyst Rebone Tau. Rebone, let's chat a little bit about that top five. Nice to see that there are women in the top five as well. In the deputy president, there's Phumzile Mgcina. Your thoughts?
By the way, she's the first female deputy president of the Youth League since the formation of the Youth League, which is a very progressive, I think, stand by the Youth League. And also that you have 3 women, in the top 6, because in most cases, and actually, by the way, initially there was a guy of Wesley Khang earlier on today that he's going to be the second DSG, but it seems like they had to rethink that, probably give more women, because on the other slate there were actually 4 women in the top 6 and 2 men. So I think that's why they had to withdraw Wesley Khang from Northwest to give space to Olga, so that at least there's a balance, which I think is very progressive, because if you look at the ANC actually fails to do that in most cases. Like even now, you only have, I think the 2 DSGs, in the top 7, if I'm not wrong. And this is very progressive with 3 women and first female deputy president of the Youth League, even if the question of Congress is questioned by others, but it's progressive.
And let's expand on the role of the deputy president. Is it a supportive role? What would you say Phumzile's role would be going forward in tackling issues?
It's a supportive role, and historically the DP has dealt with matters of international relations. And that's why you had Andre Lungisa during his tenure as the deputy president of the Youth League. He was the chair, the chair of the president of the Pan-African Youth Union, and but then when you go to the era of Collen Malatji, you have now a deputy president who was not active, especially on international relations issues. So one hopes that Phumzile will take up that, because that's how it has always been in the Youth League, that the deputy president is in charge of international relations besides supporting the president.
And 2 deputy secretary generals, is this the usual way that things are done?
I think for me personally it was unnecessary. I think they just copying what the ANC did in December, having a second
secretary general.
And if you look at how even the roles are the same as the ANC, monitoring and evaluation. They're saying that the second will be dealing with monitoring and evaluation. So it's the same as the ANC. I think it goes back to what we just spoke about, the roles of the deputy president. Probably they should have given those roles of monitoring and evaluation to strengthen the office of the DP, or the DSG, because also the DSG doesn't have much responsibilities. So I think it was just an issue of a game of numbers, trying to accommodate people so that they contain the faction.
So that first deputy secretary general is then Tsakani Shiviti. The second deputy SG is Olga Sieta, and then the treasury general is Zwelo Masilela. Let's just talk about that role.
Zwelo coming from Mpumalanga, he was the deputy secretary of the ANC Youth League in Mpumalanga. This is going to be a very difficult one. And
how so?
And the reason why I say this, the question is that do the leagues actually need the TGs? Because if you look at the state of the financial crisis of the ANC, it's because also the leagues, the TGs don't really play much of a role. The staff members of the leagues are paid by the ANC. So the question is that what is the role of the TG if the TG of the ANC is the one who must pay staff members of the leagues? In most cases, the ANC has to help with fundraising, even for this Congress and so forth, So the question is that do the leagues actually play that critical role when it comes to finances of its organization? But the league also, has had so many debts, and you have had the Zondo Commission, the corruption. How are they going to fundraise money to pay even the debts of the Youth League? But I think the other thing that you have someone who's coming in who was a deputy secretary, and I think sometimes in the ANC generally, when they sometimes elect this politicians into this position of TGs, do they have any financial understanding, because you really need to understand numbers, you need to have that also skill, of fundraising in a very good way that does not question the organization and makes the organization to be accused, number one, of corruption and so forth.
Rebone, they've braked for dinner. After that, nominations for additional members will be happening. Just talk to us lastly about what the expectations are going forward for the rest of the conference.
I mean, the tone has been set. And when I say the tone has been set, it's with the nomination of the top 6, where a particular faction has decided to disengage from the process. So we might also see them not contesting additional members, the other faction just consolidating and then just having actually everyone being elected without going to ballot. That is, there is that possibility because of we've seen that there seems not to be any appetite to contest this Congress.
I see. Rebona, thank you for your time. We appreciate you coming in at this hour to just give us insights and analysis. We appreciate it. Thank you.